Hello and welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Top Doc Interviews. I want to thank you very much for joining us today, and my name is Dr. Derek Barron. Today, we're speaking about a very important topic, and that is how to find a great sports chiropractor online. And we're very fortunate to have Dr. Patrick Labelle of BioMechanics, Sports Rehabilitation and Chiropractic in Chicago, Illinois. Dr. Labelle, if you don't mind, would you give us a bit of background on yourself and your practice?
Thank you, Dr. Barron. Yes, like you said, I'm Dr. Patrick Labelle. Our clinic here is BioMechanics, Sports Rehabilitation and Chiropractic. We've been open now for about 8 months, founded in July of 2014. And we have an exciting practice here doing athletes of all ages, skill levels, and we are trying to get everybody back into performance, whatever they want to do as quickly as possible.
Well, Dr. Labelle, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule. It's been very difficult for us to book this because you are so busy, but we really do appreciate it. And that brings me to the first question. And most people are actually struggling on ways to find a good chiropractor, and specifically a sports chiropractor online. So as a leader in the field of sports chiropractic, could you give us maybe 2 or 3 tips on the best way to find a sports chiropractor online?
Absolutely. So one of the best and first steps that everyone goes to is to look online and checking out various sources like Google or Yelp for reviews. We want to find some good positive reviews about the doctor. When you found one that meets your criteria, check out their website, look and see what they do, what their particular philosophies are, and then last but not least, pick up the phone, give them a call, and get a great first impression at the office.
That's excellent advice. I like the part about you're telling people to actually call the office, but they can get that first impression from your receptionist or yourself if you have the time to grab the phone. But I also like the fact of you telling people and prospective patients to go online and look at your website and see what that has to offer them, as well as online reviews, because when they call your office, you or your staff can say you're a great facility. When they can read online what others have said about how good you are and the facility is, that speaks volumes about you and your practice. So thanks for sharing that information. Now, if someone is looking for a sports chiropractor in Chicago, and specifically the area you're in, like Lakeview and the Lincoln Park area, and they came into your office, what type of an experience could they expect to receive?
Well, their experience really starts before they come in. We offer the ability to fill out all of the forms, or at least a good portion of the online forms, through our patient portal. When they do finally get into the office, they come in, they're greeted by the receptionist, they do any other administrative stuff that they need to before the start. And we see them quickly. We have virtually no wait time the way we schedule things. The patient can come in, we're going to sit down and talk about what's going on, what the issues that they want to address. We'll run through a full exam, including orthopedic and neurological testing. And then we sit down and have a discussion about what's going on and what kind of recommendations we can have. We give them a bunch of options, and they get to choose how they want to be treated.
Well, that's great. There are 2 things that I took away from that. Number 1 is no wait. Who doesn't enjoy going to an office, especially a healthcare provider, and sitting there for 25, 30 minutes? That's great that you don't have that issue because you take care of your patients so quickly and so well with the systems in your office. And the other part is that it really does appear as though you're letting them be active in their care by talking to them and making sure that they experience exactly what they're after. They want to be a partner in the care, and I appreciate you offering that to your patients. Now, regarding your experience again in sports chiropractic, Dr. Labelle, how does your practice differ from those in your community?
We do a unique blend of chiropractic and adjustments there for joint mobility, particularly, and nerve function. And then once we've maintained or attained that mobility, we get into functional rehab, and we use systems like the functional movement screen and selective functional movement assessment to find the root of the problem. What caused you to have this issue in the first place? And through those rehab exercises that we assign you, we can get you back to full function so that you don't end up with a relapse a month or 6 months down the road.
Well, very good. Again, it sounds from the start to the finish within your practice, you essentially roll out that red carpet with them experiencing the best in chiropractic care, specifically sports chiropractic in the Chicagoland area. So as we spoke earlier today, there are some very unique things that you do for the new patients. Would you share that with us?
Yeah, Dr. Barron, we bring in any patient who wants to come in off the street can get a free injury assessment. And we also do a gait analysis. And what that gives us is a basic idea of how you're moving and maybe what things might go wrong, even if there's nothing wrong with you at the moment.
Well, that's great. Dr. Labelle, if I can ask this question, that's okay for having that screen that you're speaking of is also great for whether it's an athlete or a non-athlete. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We see people from, childhood through, old age, and we will treat people who are, running their first marathon or 5K, or someone who wants to start becoming more active or just wants to be able to pick up their kid without pain. Those are all athletic movements.
Excellent, Dr. Labelle. I really appreciate that. Now, for the viewers that are watching this and they're interested in reaching you and setting up an appointment in your office, how can they get a hold of you?
The best way to get a hold of us is either going to our website, www.biomechanicssrc.com. So BioMechanics SRC, it's 2 S's in a row. Or you can call 773-472-0700.
Well, I really want to thank you again, Dr. Labelle, for your time today. And if you're in Chicago and or specifically in the Lakeview or Lincoln Park area and you're looking for a chiropractor and one with a sports specialty, make sure to look up Dr. Patrick Labelle of BioMechanics, Sports Rehabilitation and Chiropractic in Chicago, Illinois. And I want to thank you all again for watching, and please stay tuned for our next episode where we'll bring you continued healthy living tips from another top doc.
Thank you, Dr. Barron, for having me. And anyone who's watched this video and wants to just come by and check out our office, we look forward to seeing them